Well. Welcome back to New York Sports WickerMedia. I'm Wa2K99. Thank you, as always, for taking the time to watch these videos. We're going to do something a little bit different on this particular video. So one of the few things I'm known for is the Jets trivia that I do on every show. It goes back to the very first show that I ever did when I was guesting on other folk shows. And now I'm doing that every Wednesday night on my live show. So this time I decided to challenge myself. And the cool thing is you all can play right along with me. So what I did is I went to the Sporkle website. Now, if you haven't been there, it's a really cool quiz website. They've got quizzes there on everything from sports to movies to logos to geography to religion to geography, just about any topic under the sun, they got a quiz for it. So I searched under New York Jets quizzes, and they got quite a few there. And I thought what I would do is come on, play one of the quizzes. And the cool thing is you can play right along with me. I'm going to put a link to the quiz in the description. So let's see how I do. Let's see how you do. And let's see how we all do compared to the other players who have played this particular quiz. So this will be every first-round pick the New York Jets have ever had. How many first-round picks can we name that the New York Jets have had? So what I'm going to do is put the quiz right here on the screen. And so we have 12 minutes to name as many of these first-round picks as we can. There are 78 names to find. And I've got this resolution. Hopefully the angle, hopefully everybody will be able to read it. But at least this way we can see the entire board. So I'm going to hit play quiz. And I'm just going to type in last names. I think the way that I'm going to do this is go most recent, and I'm going to go back in time. So I'll start with 2025 and work my way back. All right, let's play. All right, so we got a couple of nuns or a couple of years where we didn't have a first-round draft pick. All right, so let's start with Armand Membu in 2025 at right tackle, and then you have Olufashanu at left tackle. Okay, 2023 linebacker, Iowa State. Will McDonald. Yeah, Iowa State gave it to me. I wouldn't have thought of him as a linebacker, but that's what it is. Okay, 3 first-round picks in 2022. So you've got JJ. Oh, there's Keyshawn Johnson as well. Very nice. That's why I do last names only. Garrett Wilson. That also gives us Zach Wilson and just the immortal Kyle Wilson. And Sauce Gardner, the cornerback from Cincinnati. All right, 2021, guard from USC. That would be AVT, Elijah Vera Tucker. All right, 2020, that would be Joe Douglas's first draft. We drafted Mekhi Becton. And 2019, Quinnen Williams from Alabama. We got Leonard Williams in there as well. All right, 2018, quarterback, USC. I thought Mark Sanchez first. He was 2009. 2018 would be Sam Darnold. 2017, safety, LSU. That, of course, is Jamal Adams. 2016, linebacker, Ohio State. That's Darren Lee. Yeah, okay. 2015 is done. 2014, safety from Louisville. That's probably Calvin Pryor, the Louisville Slugger. 2013, yeah, the John Idzik era here. All right, so there was Sheldon Richardson. That worked out pretty well. Number 13, and, of course, D. Milliner. That did not work out. Okay, 2012, defensive end, North Carolina. That'd be Quentin Coples. 2011, Temple. That's got to be Mo Wilk. It's got to be Muhammad Wilkerson. Okay, 2008 tight end Purdue, Dustin Keller, right? Yeah, he went to Purdue. 2008 defensive end Ohio State. Vernon Golston, right? Yeah, Golston. There. Oh boy, maybe the biggest first round bust the Jets ever had. Maybe. 2007 cornerback Pittsburgh. It's got to be Revis, right? Okay, and then 2006. Yeah, right up there. 2006. There we go. Oh yeah. Well, tackle in the center. I think this one's pretty easy. If you're a Jet fan, you know this one. Nick and Brick. All right, so we're doing pretty well so far. Got about 2 minutes down here. All right, 2004 linebacker from Miami. That's Jonathan Vilma for sure. 2003 defensive tackle from Kentucky. That's got to be just the immortal Dwayne Robertson, who Terry Bradway, by the way, traded 2 first-rounders and a 4th-rounder to get. 2002, Alabama, Birmingham. That's got to be Brian Thomas. I'm glad they have the colleges, or this would be a lot more challenging. Blair Thomas also pops up for 1990. 2001, Santana Moss. 2000. Then we get to the great year that was 2000 when the Jets had 4 first-round picks. So first, I got to mention my guy always, Chad Pennington, Anthony Becht, who's now the Jets radio analyst, John Abraham, and Sean Ellis. Okay, so nothing in 99, nothing in 98. 1997 linebacker, Virginia. It's from the Parcells year. That's got to be James Ferrier. Yeah. Okay, 1995 defensive end, Central State. I'm not even sure where Central State is, but I'm pretty sure that's Hugh Douglas. Yep, it's Hugh Douglas. Okay, good. Yeah, Hugh Douglas doing Philadelphia Sports Talk now on WIP Radio. Oh, 95 tight end, Penn State. You know what that means, right? We want Sap. We want Sap. Now you get Kyle Brady. 1994 quarterback, Texas A&M. Better know who this is. The Glenazons, our new fearless leader, Aaron Glenn, our new coach. 1993, that's got to be Marvin Jones, linebacker. Oh, and there's Johnny Lamb Jones, showed up down there in 1980, wide receiver from Texas. 92, tight end, Nebraska. It's got to be Johnny Joni Mitchell. Help me, I think I'm falling. All right, 89, linebacker, Virginia. I think that's Jeff Loggeman. I think that's the draft where Mel Kiper said the Jets had no idea what the draft is all about. Yeah. Okay, 1988. So we got a couple of offensive linemen coming up. I think 88 was Dave Cadigan. All right, it is 1987. All right, fullback, first-round fullbacks. My gosh, the NFL used to be really different back in the day. 87 fullback from Texas A&M. I think that was Roger Vick. Yep, it is. Okay, got that. 1986 tight end guard from Iowa. I want to say Mike Haight. Is that Mike Haight? Got him? Yep, Mike Haight. Okay. 85 wide receiver, Wisconsin. That's definitely Altoon. Yep, yeah, I knew he went to Wisconsin. 84 defensive tackle, defensive end from Arkansas. Okay, 84. All right, see, I was born in 81, so my football memories go back to about 88 or so, or 89. So, yeah, once we get down to the early 80s and before, it's going to get a little more challenging. Ron Farreau. I actually, you know how I know Vic and Farreau? Joe Beningo years ago did a rant, and he said, you got to remember that we have such illustrious number one picks as Johnny Lamb Jones, Roger Vick, Ron Farreau, Russell Carter, etc., bro. So, yeah, Russell Carter. There we go, Russell Carter. Thank God for that Beningo rant. That gave me 3 names right there. All right, 1983 quarterback UC Davis. That's Kenny O'Brien. Of course, the Jets passed on Dan Marino. The story's been told many times. Linebacker from Notre Dame. Oh, boy. Linebacker Notre Dame in 82. I could think of a couple of Jets linebackers. No, it wouldn't be Lance Mel. He came along a little sooner. I think Buttle was around in the 70s. Greg Buttle. It's not him. Obviously, Mo Lewis came later. Marvin Jones, we already mentioned him. He came along much later. Linebacker drafted in 82. I'm trying to think of who the Jets linebackers would have been in the mid-80s, mid to late 80s. I can think of Mel. I can think of Buttle. I'm not sure who else there is. All right, I got 5.5 minutes here. All right, I'll come back to that. Running back, UCLA, 1981. That's definitely Freeman McNeil. 1979 defensive lineman from Alabama, definitely Marty Lyons. And then we have 2 tackles in a row, 77 and 78, not too different than what we just had. So that's got to be Chris Ward at right tackle, and it's got to be the late Marvin Powell at left tackle. All right, we got it. 1976 quarterback Alabama, Richard Todd. All right, 1975 defensive tackle from Indiana. That's got to be Carl. There it is, Carl Barzalauskas, who I think passed away not that long ago. I remember the Jets website did a whatever happened to story on him. Okay. All right, let's see. Now it's going to get a little more challenging because remember, in the 60s and 70s, you had a lot more rounds. You had like 15 rounds to the draft, so you didn't get all your players in the first round. All right. 64 has to be Matt Snell, fullback from Ohio State. That's got to be him. 63 halfback LSU. Would that be Boozer? Is that Emerson Boozer? No, it's not Emerson Boozer. All right. I'm not really sure who the Minnesota players are. Quarterback. Al Woodle? No. I'm trying to think of the quarterbacks the Jets had before Joe Namath came along. Well, speaking of Joe Namath, 1965. There we go. All right, there are a couple of offensive linemen on here. I'm going to try a couple of these guys. See if they. Dave Herman, no. Winston Hill, I don't think he was a first round pick at all. No, he wasn't. Randy Rasmussen, no. John Schmidt, the center, nope. Okay, so none of those are working. Fullback from Weber State in 1968. Oh my gosh. Tackle Ohio State, defensive back from Florida, running back from Kansas. I know right now there's one that somebody's watching this and saying, Y2K, this one. Come on, you got to know that one. All right, I'm trying to think of some 70s Jets because that mid-70s, late 70s was like the black hole of the New York Jets franchise. Jackson. Oh, I bet you Jerome Barkham might be here. There we go. Jerome Barkham, 1972. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay. So I've got every pick right now going back to 1983. 82 is tripping me up, and then from 1973 and before, it gets a little bit harder. Let's see. Al Atkinson? No. I don't think Larry Grantham. I don't think it's Larry Grantham because he was around since the beginning. No, not him either. Jerry Philbin. I'm just trying different players. Verlin Biggs. Fullback. Bill Mathis? Maybe Bill Mathis. Pete Lamons was on the offense. He was their tight end. Maybe he was converted. No, not Pete Lamons. Maynard was he was with the Giants first. I don't think George Sauer. I don't see any wide receivers. I doubt it's George Sauer. No. Yeah, most of these picks are offensive players. Very, very few defensive players. So I'm trying to take my mind through the offense. Okay. 73. Oh. I just thought Burgess Owens. He was because I remember there was this list of first-round picks. There he is, 1973. First-round picks the Jets have had who went on to win a Super Bowl somewhere else. Vilma, Becton, Revis, of course, and Burgess Owens, I believe, was the first. So yeah, he's now a congressman in Utah, by the way. So he's doing some good work out there in Utah. So, but Owens won his Super Bowl with the Raiders. That's 67 out of 78. Still got 11 to go. I don't think this linebacker is going to come to me from 82. 20 seconds. I think I'm just about out of time here. Boozer, Snell. I said Snell. Mike Battle. I remember that name. No. All right, 10 seconds. I think this is pretty much going to run out. All right, so the answers that I missed are going to automatically pop up, and then we'll check the stats. So we got 86% correct, and the average score is only 40%. So that is not bad at all. By the way, I just want you to know I went ad-free. Actually, I upgraded my subscription so that we would you wouldn't have to see ads. So, all right, Tom Brown. Wow, wouldn't have known that. Sandy Stevens, I have heard the name. I think because I did a trivia question on first-round Jets draft picks who are quarterbacks. Lee White, I have heard the name Lee White. Most of these other names I'm really not familiar with. Mike Taylor was the linebacker from Michigan. Bob Crable, I think I've heard that name very passingly, if that's a word. So, yeah, I really don't feel too bad about these misses. I could have had Lee White, maybe Sandy Stevens, but I think I got all the ones that I should have got. So I hope you did well, too. Let's check the quiz stats, and let's see which answers people were guessing. So obviously none was the number. Well, none comes up automatically, and it says 99.8 or 6 of that was correct. So it's like, how do you miss that? But Zach and Garrett Wilson, 96% guessed that. Darnold, Williams, JJ, Sauce right after that. Okay. And it looks like, so the ones that are like bolded like this, I got correct. So Tom Brown, 11% guessed Tom Brown. Wow. Okay. His name never crossed my mind. And then Lee White, 9% guessed Lee White. I did not have that one. And it looks like the answer that I got correct that the fewest got right was Carl Barzalauskas. Not many people got Burgess Owens, though. Or, not even Jerome Barkham or Chris Ward. Yeah, those are some decent players for the Jets. Yeah, not many people got Marvin Powell or Hugh Douglas at all. Wow. Very, very few. And it looks like the ones that were guessed the least were Paul Seiler and Jerry Stovall. So that's how we did. So I got 86%. What was that? 67 out of the 78 names. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. That's so that is the quiz. That was the Sporkle quiz on Jets first round picks. Again, I'm going to put a link to the quiz in the description so you can play along. If you like this video, let me know. If it's not your thing, let me know that as well. So I can give you guys the content that you want. But I want to thank you very much for hanging out with me. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you right back here with more content from you know where. The Wicker Chair.